Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 398. Larry here.
And Link here.
And as you can see, I'm not the one who's actually leaving the podcast. Anthony actually did, and Mr. Cranky Face there. Holy cow.
Aw, what are you talking about? He's so happy. You look at him. This is
That
a happy
is
face.
that is the face of someone who is contemplating murder and setting the house on fire.
But he's purring.
No, he's looking around the house like, all right, I can destroy that. I can set that on fire.
You know
and I can
what?
bury
He
him here.
vomits in my home every other day, so I already pay for it.
That's like an alcoholic.
He is, yeah, basically. That's what happens when you eat like a garbage disposal.
I know, yeah. Sammy's been doing that recently too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
You would think after all these years, like he thinks I'm not gonna put more food out for him. Like,
yeah, Sammy will stare at, like, when I'm at my parents' house, Sammy will stare from the kitchen and just stare at you. I mean, obviously he's not going to say something because then we'd be making money, but he would just stare at you like, I just fed you 4 hours ago.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
And he's still like only 7 pounds.
Yeah. Well, that's Snow. Snow is like, my vet told me Snow is overweight, and I laughed at her because she's like 9 pounds, and I'm like, I'm not putting this cat on a diet. She's small enough as is, but she does the same thing where it's like she goes over and she demands.
Yeah,
she's not even quiet about it. She'll just look at me.
Totally passive aggressive, absolutely passive aggressive. So, and there is your kitty updates, folks, for the Retro Gamers Podcast.
That's right.
Boy, all right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, folks.
We are. 398.
Yes,
398.
Few episodes left. I cannot wait to see what 401 is going to look like.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I can't wait to be done.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to miss the show, but it was my decision. And wait, oh boy, the ideas I got again, I'm going to announce. I'll do all those announcements at the very end of my run. But no, I'm going to miss this place a little while, and then I'll realize the giant mistake I made for the last 8 years.
Door's always open, man.
I know. As it hits me in the butt on the way out.
As it hits you in the butt on the way out, and I put like 3 padlocks on it.
Well, with that, folks, let's get into it because there's really not much to talk about with this past weekend that we had. And happy belated Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Happy belated
Turkey Day.
And then Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Sunday or Monday, whatever it is.
Yeah, so we're recording before Cyber Monday, so
that's true. Yeah,
we won't be talking about that.
But luckily, I'll be working on Monday, so I won't actually be able to physically go anywhere.
Oh yeah, I'll be working too, but I work from home, so I'm just in trouble.
All right, so we're taking advantage. I'm sure both of us took advantage of the big deals that were happening this weekend. So let's just get right into it. Why wait? Wow, boy, did I take advantage of some deals here, more than I expected.
Interesting, because I was very surprised I took advantage of less than I expected.
Really? Shocking.
Yeah. It was a very weird Black Friday. It was weird. Well, since you took more advantage than I did, let me go first then.
Well, before we hold on, let me start because I want to start with something that's not gaming related, but you're gonna love. And when I walked out of the store, I'm like, I can't believe I just did this because I'm very, very afraid this is becoming a new collection. I just finished my Funko obsessions.
Okay.
I haven't bought.
Oh, so you're diving into your Tears of the Kingdom collectibles?
Oh, no. I couldn't think of something funny. No, like I'm like I'll buy Funkos every now and again. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like obsessively. But when I walked into the store, I saw these. And I was like,
new collectibles.
Oh, forget about it. So as much as I went to Game On this weekend, and I'll get into that when we talk about that, I also went a wonderful store if you're out on the island, Long Island, Lost Toys and Comics. Great brand new, not brand new. It's been open for a couple months now. Good friend Rob over there opened up this toys and collectible comic books shop. Good friend of the show, friend of ours. But when I walked in, I saw some of these things. I was like, uh-oh. So here's what I picked up. What'd
you get?
A King Kong Bundy, old school LJN 6-inch wrestling figures from when we were kids.
Very nice.
And I mean, good quality.
He's in great condition.
Great condition. Some love or whatever, but some great condition.
Do you have a Hogan?
So I already have a Hulk Hogan.
Yep, I thought.
And I have an Iron Sheik, and I have a signed Nikolai Volkov.
Nice.
And what happened was then I went online. So long, very short. I'll make this very short. When I
Hmm.
collected Sheik and Volkov, and I actually met Volkov at one of the autograph things, I'm like, oh, let me get this signed. So he signed it. I'm like, it'd be awesome if I was able to find the replica belts for these figures. Now they never,
Yes.
well, they did, but like, they came with whatever the champion was, and it was only
Whoever the
really
champ
just
was.
I think it was really just the world championship. They might have put out tag titles or whatever, but
No,
anyway,
not true because I think
I don't
actually
remember
I saw
seeing IC
no.
titles.
I saw online recently somebody was selling the British Bulldogs with the tag titles.
I think there were tag titles at one point because I remember you used to be able to buy them in a 2-pack.
Hmm.
And I think they
Correct.
came with tag titles,
Yep.
which I never had. But in any event,
Which,
so
by the way, don't go on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody's got these things in box, like for like 2 grand a pop.
luckily I'll take them loose, even if they're damaged. I might
Yeah.
take them loose. So anyway, so I went on to eBay, and there's someone online who prints up replica belts for these figures and the smaller ones that came out
Uh,
after these. Remember the smaller ones?
the ones in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, but like he designs them where like I was able to buy the original designed tag titles from WrestleMania 1 that she now I
That,
know we're deep diving, but Anthony knows
yeah,
what I'm talking about. So
yeah.
I got and he's wearing those. I got Hogan with his 85 championship belt. So the
Nice.
one even before his WrestleMania 1 belt. Well, just before his WrestleMania 1 belt. So his 84 belt. Anyway, so I have him.
Very cool.
Well, if I have King Kong Bundy, I have to get Big John Studd.
Of course.
So I got Big John.
You're building out the Heenan family?
Please don't get me started, honestly. And then I turn around and I'm like, oh, you have him in, and he's in that condition? Rowdy Roddy Piper
With the kilt.
with kilt, and
Nice.
I mean barely used.
That's amazing.
And then finally I go, well, if you have 4 of them, I have to get the last one. And Ann, I know you're gonna be a little jealous. I apologize.
I know which one you got.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, what's funny is I was just going to give you a collecting challenge.
Oh.
I was going to tell you because I know what a big Hogan fan you are. The challenge is to get all of Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania opponents.
I don't think I can afford an Andre the Giant.
You need an Andre the Giant, an Ultimate Warrior,
Oh God,
and
I'm gonna need.
Sergeant Slaughter, and I think that's where it stops.
I almost bought Paul Orndorff because he had a Paul Orndorff there as well. That would
Yeah.
have been WrestleMania 1. But
Oh, true.
nah, I got these 4. Let me not. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger on Orndorff because now it's bugging me.
Well,
Um,
now you're gonna have to.
yeah, no, there's gonna be a few. I can do Orndorff. Andre is going to be. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will.
I might be able to do that. But anyway, I got those 4, and I've already ordered the Intercontinental Championship replica belt
Of course you
for
do.
him, specifically with the red lettering logo, because that's the one that
Yep.
he had. So that's my new thing.
Very nice.
And
Well,
you might hear
that's a good collection.
and you might hear more about that in a newer podcast that might drop in January. Again, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I already heard about the bad reviews for that one, though. So I'm
What?
concerned.
Yes, already people are concerned about it. All right, and what'd you
All
pick
right,
up
well,
on Black Friday?
That's a good start to your Black Friday.
Oh,
So,
I'm really
yeah.
now mad I didn't pick up the Paul Orndorff. God damn it.
Sorry. Now I just gave you something to do. I gave you.
Oh,
a
I'm
shopping
messaging
challenge.
Rob right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Like, do me a favor. Can you put that Paul Orndorff on the side?
Put the Orndorff on the side. I'll pick it up next weekend. Okay, so actually, my shopping started a week before Black Friday because I went up to our great friends up north, Canada. For some odd reason, I like going there now. I don't know what it is, but
I wish I could tell you why, but
so I went up to Canada. I swung over to Value Village, like I always do.
oh yes, good. Yep.
To check out what they
becoming
have.
our friends. Yeah.
Yep, that is my shopping place up north for games, which is basically a Goodwill, but it's easy for me to get to. So I picked up a couple of PS3 games that they had there.
Okay.
More so just to build my PS3 collection because my PS3 collection is like nothing. So I grabbed a copy of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood,
Oh, nice.
which was there. Excellent condition. With it, with the booklet, which is always
Oh,
nice.
there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Very
Great
good. Very
condition,
good.
which is good. And then the other one that I got, this is a series I've always wanted to play and never played it. I played the first one for about an hour and then for some reason did not go back to it. I don't know why, but picked up Batman Arkham City.
Oh, very good.
So very cool. And it also has the booklet, and I Lord knows this will never be able to get reimbursed, but it has the downloads, the add-on
Oh,
download
wow.
codes.
Who's that, Robin?
Catwoman and Robin.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Catwoman. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, Catwoman and
You
Robin.
know what? You never
So,
know. I mean, there might be
well, the person who
thingamajig,
owned
but
it may have already
oh, I
named them,
gotcha.
so
Okay,
it's
I gotcha.
entirely possible. So that's what I bought the weekend before Black Friday.
Okay.
Then and this is the funny thing. So Black Friday, for those of you who don't know, I'm an early riser in general, right? I used to be a big Black Friday fan. Like I would go out at like 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the stores when they open and everything. I have not done that. I have not done that in a while. However, I do deal with bouts of insomnia.
Mm.
And on Black Friday, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and
Oh,
I just
wow.
could not, and I could not get back to sleep. So by around like 6 o'clock, I said, I am doing absolutely nothing. Let me go out shopping. And I honestly I
We
did
go
not have
spend
a,
money.
well, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a shopping plan or anything like that. And normally what I do on Black Friday is I'll shop for everybody on my list and just call it a day.
Hmm.
And especially this year because there's such a short period of time between Black Friday and Christmas because Thanksgiving was
Yeah, it
so
was late.
late.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was so late. So I was like, okay. I was like, so I went out to Walmart and I was like, okay, let me go wander around Walmart. Now, again, I had no set plan. I go to the I go straight. I always go straight to the video game section because I'm like, okay, let's see what the really big
Wait, you went
sales
at like
are.
4 o'clock in the morning?
6.
6. Okay. So they're
So
open.
six
Okay.
o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning, and and again, like I'm prepared for
Yeah.
absolute
You
insanity,
got
the
your bat with
masses.
you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like look, I'm ready for the purge in Walmart. But then I forgot. I don't live in a major metropolitan city anymore. So I pull up to Walmart and I'm like, parking lot is
Is it open?
no. The Walmart was
No, I'm
open, but
saying when you pull up, you're like,
oh yeah.
do I
No,
have the right time?
oh my God, Walmart heard me. I just got a text from them.
Oh boy, they're listening. Told you.
Well, something I ordered online is arriving today. But Walmart, so I go to Walmart and I'm like, okay, I go, there are cars in the lot, but not a lot. And I'm
Mhm.
like, this is weird. And then I walk into Walmart and I'm like, I go, wait, I go, is this like the zombie apocalypse or something? There's nobody in there. But then I also remember like the video game section's in the back. When you walk in, it's like the grocery section. I'm like,
Yeah,
nobody's
yeah,
grocery shopping.
yeah. No.
But then I walk in and I'm like, no, I'm serious. It was quiet. It was quiet. And I'm like, okay, I go, this is a good sign. I'll just go in and do my shopping and leave, which was great. There were not a lot of people there. And most of them, when I found them in the back, were in the toy section
Mm.
because I'm assuming, a lot of the Black Friday sales are in the toy
Hmm.
section. I go to the video game section and I look around. I don't know. I don't know if Walmart is doing the same thing Best Buy's doing, where they're kind of whittling down their collection, or if they legitimately were selling out of stuff. But there were like whole walls empty
Really?
behind glass, and I'm
Wow.
like, but not only that, but they weren't labeled. So I'm like, oh, I go, I wonder if they are
Hmm.
like slowly like just weeding out their games.
Yeah.
And then I went over to the sales section to see what was on sale, and I'm like, nothing. There was not literally nothing there that I wanted to grab. I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay. And I go, and I understand that because I'm like, a lot of the stuff I want to buy right now is like stuff that just recently came out. Like I didn't buy the new Mario Party yet.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
things
that's not
that,
gonna go on sale yet.
yeah, like things that wouldn't be on sale. Although Mario and Luigi Brothership was on sale, but I opted not to grab it.
Hmm.
So went through the Switch section, went through the PS5 section, all that stuff. Honestly, nothing. I walked out of Walmart on Black Friday with like things for my kitchen.
Oh,
Like
how
literally,
adult.
no. Food. I'm talking like food.
Yeah.
Like I grabbed a couple of items of food and I think some light bulbs. So I'm like, God, I go, this is depressing. Oh, and I think I got like one thing for my mom.
Okay.
I found like one thing while I was wandering. I was like, oh, grab. So then I drove a couple of like less than 5 minutes away from my Walmart, there's a Target. So I was like, let me go to Target. I go, maybe I'll find something in Target. Now I get to Target. Target had more of the Black Friday feel. There were a
Hmm.
lot of people there. Again, this was only like 6:30, 6:45 in the morning.
Okay.
So again, I do the same thing. I go straight to the back of the video game section. And do you know how Target's got their games behind? You need to get an associate to unlock
Oh,
it
yes,
and open
yes,
it
yep,
up.
yep.
Okay, so they were prepared for Black Friday. They opened all of the cases.
Really
Literally wide open. You just had
interesting.
to reach in and grab what you wanted. And I was like,
Wow.
wow. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, that's daring.
Yeah, I thought I was very daring, but but again, upstate New York, not Brooklyn or anything
Still,
like that. So yeah, Brooklyn.
savages living up there.
I mean, well, if you think about it, like Switch games, you can just put right in your pocket
Yeah,
and walk
exactly.
out.
You put them in your mouth.
Yeah, so I went through and there was one Sonic game that I wanted to grab that was on sale, and the woman literally next to me grabbed the last one. And I was like, oh, okay,
Oh,
whatever. I was like, so then I looked around for other stuff, and I'm like, again, same situation where I'm like, huh. I was like, I guess there really wasn't anything new that I wanted to grab. So again, I went through Target. I bought a few other gifts for other people, and that was it. So no games on Black Friday at all in
hmm.
the stores.
I
When
felt like this year was a little lackluster with Black Friday overall.
yeah,
Yeah, I felt like that. I think because it's not a day anymore. They started November 1st, so
yeah, it's a
I think that's
month,
what it
so it
is.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
So then Target was a bust for video games. So then when I got home on Black Friday, the only other place I didn't go to because I didn't want to drive there was Best Buy. Because sometimes Best Buy will have a sale.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So I just jumped on their website and I did actually the one game I bought on Black Friday. And I don't have it yet. It hasn't come in the mail yet, but I picked up the Tomb Raider Remastered Collection
Ooh, okay.
for
For what?
PlayStation
Okay.
5. PlayStation 5. It was down, it was $20. So it was like $10 off. So I'm like,
All
okay.
right.
So I have Tomb Raider Remastered 1 through 3 coming to me in the mail. All right, fast
Awesome.
forward. So next day, Small Business Saturday. So um I was busy. I was busy most of the day, Small Business Saturday. And then on my drive home, I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go swing by Pastime Legends video games,
Okay.
which is a local store here in Troy, New York. And I've been there a few times and I bought a few things and I like them a lot. Larry, did we go there when you were here?
I
When you visited?
I think so. I know. I
Okay.
definitely remember Shroomies because you can't forget that name.
We definitely went to Shroomies for sure.
I think
Oh,
we
and you
did
know
go
what? And
with.
I didn't think of Shroomies. I would have stopped there yesterday
Oh,
too, but I didn't think
oh
of it.
well.
Bummer.
Now it's Sunday something or other.
Well, it's you know what
Sunday
it
fun
is.
day.
Everybody does it as like a whole Black Friday weekend anyway.
No, totally, totally.
Yeah. So I went to Pastime Legends because it was on my way home, so it was just a quick stop. And I'm like, okay, let me see what kind of sale they were having. And they were having a really good sale. They were having a
Okay.
really good sale. It was like 40% off.
I can't believe that. I mean, no
40,
offense.
yeah, 40% off NES games, Atari games, and then it was like 20% off Super Nintendo, 10% off.
Wow.
It was like 10% off N64. And then anything in their case, the more expensive games were
Yeah.
all 10% off. And 10% off consoles. They were doing like it was a really,
Wow.
really good sale. So I kind of went to town uh, at Pastime Legends video games. So the first couple of games I grabbed because again, 40% off. I was like, let me look through the NES collection and see what they got.
Yeah.
So I only picked up two, but still, I picked this up because I didn't realize I did not have it in my collection, and then I looked at my list and I was like, oh, I definitely need this in my
I have
collection.
to update my
Uh,
list.
so yeah, so do I. So I picked up Caveman games for the
Oh
NES.
wow.
So my friend Rich and I, we have a really like core childhood memory associated with this because I want to say when he was in seventh grade, whatever birthday that was, 13, 12 or 13, when everybody
Probably
turned 12 or
11,
13.
12, maybe.
So he had a sleepover at his house, and we all decided like we were going to stay up and play his NES all night, which is what
Mhm.
we did. We played this game probably for like 3 or 4 hours because it was like a multiplayer one. It was easy to switch off. And there were like, I don't know, 7 or 8 of us that stayed over at his house. So we stayed up all night, mostly playing caveman games. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so and it was in really good condition in
Very
terms of
good
the
condition.
label. So I was like, you know what? I'll grab this. And at 40% off, it was a steal.
I'm shocked at any retro gaming store nowadays because it's so difficult and stuff. So
Yeah.
40% off, that is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other NES game that I picked up, and I picked this up specifically because back in October, we did a crossover episode with two middle-aged guys
Yeah.
trying to work it all out. And our theme for the episode was to pick a an obscure, scary game, obscure horror
Hmm.
game. And Dave picked a game that wasn't really a horror game, but he had explained why it was a horror game. Because his mom basically told him, like, he was,
Yeah.
praising
Don't dance with the
Satan
devil in
for
the pale
playing it.
moonlight.
Yes. So, and they had a copy of it, and I had to pick it up. So I picked up Taboo, The Sixth Sense
Oh,
on
wow.
NES.
Look at
And
that.
they did not have it in box. However, they had two copies there, and I'm glad I looked at both copies because this copy it came with a sleeve, which
Oh,
is nice.
okay.
But to boot, it had the instruction manual.
Oh, wow.
Which again, now Taboo the Sixth Sense is literally just a fortune telling device.
Yes.
It basically does tarot readings.
Yes.
Um,
Which to some people, again, and we're not judging, just, some
yeah, no,
people
it's a thing.
don't want to mess with the with that spirit.
Yeah, exactly. So it has the instruction booklet in excellent condition. Now, here's the other thing that I didn't realize. Every game has an instruction booklet, but this game also came with a poster that explains all of the symbols.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on the cards.
Look at
S-
that.
Yeah, which is really cool.
That's
And I was
interesting.
like,
Anything on the
oh,
back?
no, nothing on the
Okay.
back. So I was like, oh, okay, I go score. So again, and again, I
Wait,
got
no
this for
box?
40. No box. That's why it had a sleeve
I'm just
because
saying, it's so
they had
weird.
everything. They had everything in the sleeve.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So I definitely made out on this one. I was happy to
Totally.
get that.
Funny side note, I always thought Taboo had a white label. I guess not.
No, I don't
Maybe
know.
the box was white.
Maybe
Who knows?
the box
Yeah.
might have been white. Okay. So I picked up those two. Then one of the displays in the front of Pastime Legends, every time I go there, I'm like, I'm gonna take the go ahead. What are you
No,
gonna
no,
ask?
no. And everyone who's watching on YouTube or Spotify is going to see Ant got a new camera.
Mm.
So
I forgot to bring that up.
every time Ant even shifts, you're going to get like,
No, you know what? For some odd reason,
oh, I think he just hit the setting.
no, I hit the setting. For some odd reason, the tracking thing keeps turning itself back on after I turn it off because I don't want it to track.
Because AI is learning.
Look, see? Look, it just did it all by itself. And I'm
AI
like,
is
no, no, no.
learning.
I was like, this is what I want. And I have a preset, and I want it to stay on this
AI
preset.
AI is going to do what it's going to do. You heard
I
about
know.
the story about the kid who's doing the research paper, typing,
Yes.
using AI, and AI
Yep.
actually said to him, you know what? Go kill yourself.
Yep.
It actually said that to him.
I
So
know, and
we're
it's
doomed.
frightening.
I'm telling you.
So no, I know because look at this. Like
Yeah.
I've shut off all the tracking stuff so it'll stay still, and it's still gonna move. Um, so anyway, so in front of Pastime Legend, in the front, like
Mhm.
um, there's a display with like these baskets in it.
Okay. Yeah, I see
And
those. Yeah.
And the baskets have all different Atari games. And I've been saying since
Oh, wow.
since I found the store, I said I'm gonna go in there and build an Atari collection. Now, my 2600 collection, I have like a good amount of stuff
Mhm.
already, but I said I was gonna expand on other Atari collections, particularly the 5200, because they have a ton of 5200 games in there.
And the 5200, the 26 and the 78 is getting a lot of love from
But the 50
Atari,
right,
but
52
no 52 right now. Yeah.
right. And the thing about the 5200 is you still can't play those games without an original Atari 5200 or I think somebody put out
No, as of right now, I
nobody's
don't
put out a
know.
console for
I
52.
mean, I don't know if Polymeg is going to plan on doing it, which
No,
I'm going to say no.
I thought it was a Hyperkin or something that did a 52.
No. They had the Atari 70s, the Retron 77, which played 2600 games.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So right. So right now the only way to play Atari 5200 is if you have a 5200 console, which to
Those
be
are
honest with you,
huge.
yes, which are huge, but I want to add to my collection.
Which I agree.
Yep. But since the store was offering Atari games at 40% off, I was like, let me bite the bullet now and just build a 5200 collection. And I I had a good start. So here we go. I'll fly through these a bit. So first I got Pole Position.
Nice. Oh, I have real quick. I'll tell you right now. Pole Position, great game on YouTube TV for like $7. I bought it's only one season, but the entire season of the Pole Position cartoon from back in the 80s.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I got pole position. I got Dig Dug. And
Oh,
all of these labels
boo.
are in excellent
Oh,
condition.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing
So
conditions.
and again, for 40% off, I couldn't say no.
No.
I got Cubert.
Oh, nice.
I loved Cubert.
Oh, I didn't realize they made those shaped carts on the 52.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I
they
thought it was only
did.
just the 26. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, I was actually really surprised when they
That's
did
cool.
that. All right. Your favorite, Missile Command.
Ugh.
I should
I
have
don't know, what's
gotten you
40% of
should have
20 cents?
I should have gotten you a copy.
Mm.
So so 12 cents. So
Wow.
Kangaroo.
Great game. Great game.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Great game. Love the art.
Yes. Oh, great
I
art.
love the
Yeah.
art. Kangaroo with boxing gloves punching a monkey in the face.
Yeah, basically.
Who doesn't love that? I got Joust.
Okay. Okay.
So also a fun game. So that was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 5 more.
No, I know. Well, now I remember the photo you sent us.
Yeah,
So,
the photo I sent. I got 11 games total. So grabbed Jungle Hunt.
Oh,
Mu-
very fun, underrated game, I think.
must have for an Atari. Also Centipede.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Centipede, which is a good choice. Moon Patrol.
Oh, beautiful. All so far, every one of these labels are looking pristine.
Super clean. And then my 2 favorites for last. I don't know how this version plays. I know how the 2600 version plays, but I think they cleaned it up for the 52 if I'm not mistaken. Miss Pac-Man.
They did, yeah. 52
Yeah.
does look a lot better, yeah.
And last but not least, this one made me happiest to get. It'll go really well with the board game I recently purchased. I got Berserk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So really,
Evil
really
Otto.
cool. Yes. So, and I want to say the 5200 version may have the voice from the arcade on it. May have the audio. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
78, I think, did, but
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if the
78,
52.
okay.
I don't know if the 52
Yeah.
did, yeah.
I'm
Well,
not 100%
nowadays,
sure.
now, hackers back in the day, and now Atari's officially put out an enhanced version on the 2600 that
Yep.
plays on original cart that has the voice.
The audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Small Business Saturday definitely proved to be more fruitful for me.
Did you even
with
try
gaming.
to bother looking for a 5200 system, especially with the sale going on?
Well, I looked in the store, they didn't have.
Oh, okay. All right.
So they did not have it. So that's going to be one of those things where I look online. But that's everything I grabbed for Black Friday weekend.
Okay. All right. Not too shabby. Not too
No,
shabby.
not bad. Now let's see what you did, you psycho.
No, I did a fair amount of damage physically and digitally.
Of course you did.
So I'll start with the digital side first. Because shockingly enough, all of it, yeah, was on the PS5.
Wow,
PS5 had
okay.
really good sales. So I'm now getting
Building
to
up
the
that
point,
PS5.
No, I'm now getting to the point where I will, for newer games, I will now sit there and compare, because Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft will sell the same game, obviously, for their systems, but at different sale points. Like the prices, even on a sale, are different. I'm not even talking about like the additional 10% sometimes if you're like a PS Plus member or something, which is very odd. And the biggest example I can use is actually the Tomb Raider remasters 1, 2, and 3. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but like the Switch version was like $24. The PS5 version was like $21. And I'm actually going to check when we're done, even though I'm kind of waiting. I would rather have it on the PlayStation because that's where the games originally were.
That's why I bought it for PlayStation. Yeah.
But on Xbox, it's like $15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's how weird the pricing is. And that's why I ended up with that game Vampire Survivor on PlayStation, because it was the cheapest of the 3 systems.
Yeah.
So
the Switch will almost always be the most expensive one. Almost.
Usually not with third party, though. That's what I'm talking about. Third party is usually pretty good with pricing. First party, forget about it.
No,
You're
first
also not
party,
going to find first party on anything else.
I also find though that even third party will be like perfect example, like $5 more than other.
Yeah, sometimes
consoles.
I see that, but there are some that will be the same price across the board. Actually, another example is remember when I bought Tetris Forever, which is the third game in the Gold Medal series put out by Digital Eclipse. The other 2 are the Jeff Lament. I'm never going to get his name right. The Lamonsoft series or whatever is 2, and the first one is the making of Karateka. And you're right, Ant. It's like of the 3 systems, I think PlayStation is the least expensive. Xbox Switch is the most expensive by a few bucks. Don't get me wrong, not
Yep.
astronomical. But then it's like, well, I already have Tetris on the Switch. Do I now want the other collections on the other set? So that's just what I've been battling.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy any of those games yet. Here's what I bought for the PS5 though.
Okay.
Um, I bought, which I even realized the second game came in the collection, the BioShock collection. I picked
Okay.
up, which is one,
Nice.
two, and I thought I was at to buy Bioshock Infinite separately, but it was actually part of the collection, which was only like $10.
Oh, nice.
So made out like a bandit on that one. I picked up Ray Storm and Ray Crisis HD collection, which is really cool.
Cool.
A great PS1 game. So got that graphics upgraded there. A very fun run and gun. It was just like $2. Very cheap game called Weapon of Choice DX. Just
No
very
idea.
reminiscent. Yeah, no, it's an indie game.
Oh,
Very
AD.
reminiscent of
Okay.
like it's almost like Contra, but it's a dual stick game. So you
Oh, interesting.
fire with the one stick in any direction and you move with the other. So it's very, very cool. Again, very
Okay.
inexpensive. For $2. A dollar 99 plus tax. I had no I'm like, I have to get this. Star Wars Squadrons,
Oh,
which was
wow.
a
For two
huge
bucks.
$2, and it's the
Wow.
full game,
Nice.
as far as I know. And then
Mhm.
I picked up, which was like, I don't know, maybe it was like 70% off, Sonic Superstars,
Nice.
which was
You know what? Was that the one that I was trying to buy?
not Sonic and Shadow Generations, not the new one that
No.
just came out, which is also on sale. But
Yeah.
this one came out last year, and it's kind of like it's a new 2D version of it with beautiful like 3D graphics and everything.
Very cool.
So I picked that up real cheap. And then finally pulled the trigger on it. Even though I'm not collecting the figures anymore, I did pick up Funko Fusion on the PS5.
Oh boy.
Already right off the bat, I'm having so much fun with it. You know, it's like a third person kind of perspective.
Hmm.
When you start the game, you can choose. I forgot between who. I think The Walking Dead. No, not The Walking Dead. There's four different toy levels you can choose from. And one of them's He-Man. So I started with that one.
Oh, of
So
course.
you're in Eternia. Oh my God, the graphics look amazing. The story's already be really cool. The collecting, it plays like actually it plays very much like the Lego games.
Lego games. That's
I
what
mean,
that was my assumption.
oh my God,
Yeah.
extremely like the Lego games. So I picked that up, and for like $4, I picked up the Bob Ross DLC.
Oh, gee.
Oh yeah,
Do you run around with a paintbrush?
you do. I think you
Yep.
do. I haven't played the version yet, but you do.
That's
Oh, it's
that's
fantastic.
that'd be
The amount of
mm.
characters in this game and the amount that like I downloaded like Trapjaw from He-Man for free. It was a free download. Downloaded some other characters for free. The game, I just scratched the surface, but I got to admit, even if you're not a Funko collector, it's a really fun game to play. I recommend it highly.
All right,
So,
cool.
so those are my digital ones. I don't think I bought anything on Switch, so
Wow.
shockingly.
That's a statement.
Now, those were digital. Here is what we have physical.
All
So,
right.
before Game On, there was a game that now normally I'm trying to find games in the wild because that's kind of the half the fun. But
Yep.
sometimes you're just not going to find something around here.
That's
So,
fair.
this was a game I've been eyeing for a while. It only came out in Europe on the Master System. And I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what? F it. I'm just going to pull the trigger on it because it's basically the Master System's version of Castlevania. I've talked about it before. Master of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that one.
Yes, it was on Game Gear, which is basically the exact same game on Game Gear, but I
Mhm.
just wanted the Master System version. Again, this is a
Okay.
European only release. We got Vampire Master of Darkness on the Game Gear. So
Mm.
very cool. I got that.
Very, very cool.
Then Game On with their discounts. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
This is very cool. Kind of more of a collection. Only because I just love the system. It's an e-reader card, and it's an e-reader game of Manhole.
That's really cool.
If you remember the e-reader, it played on the
Yep.
Game Boy Advance, and you actually scanned it like a credit card,
Yep.
and you played Manhole until you turn the system off.
Nice.
A series we kind of, I think, just mentioned in passing last week. I tried finding it for the Super NES. I didn't have it, but they did have it on Game Gear. The Chessmaster.
Oh yeah, I have that on Super Nintendo.
That's what I want. I had it on
Yep.
Super Nintendo too, but when I went to the
Yep.
two locations, I just couldn't find it. But then I saw it on Game Gear. I'm like, you know what?
Hmm.
I mean, it's chess. How different can it be? So,
Not
um,
true.
a
I don't know.
game.
I mean, my Star Wars chess for Sega CD is very different.
That's true. Mine don't play. So, I tried. I can't remember exactly which version I played when I was a kid. I think it's this one. I've talked about how I played a certain football game where the very first game I played on Genesis, I
Yep.
won 134 to like 8. It was one of the Tecmo games. I hope it was this one, but whatever. I now have Tecmo Super Bowl 3 on Genesis.
Nice. Nice.
So very cool. We ain't done. I came across this one and I'm like, oh, I totally forgot this game came out on the Atari. Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah, I remember Kool-Aid Man.
I totally forgot about this game.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we got
Uh,
we got a couple of yeahs there.
I you know what? I didn't even put two and two together. I really went heavy on Master System. Holy cow.
Wow.
A very fun looking I think it's a side scroller. Oh, there you go. There's a Master System
Break my back.
unto himself. Game called Kung Fu Kid.
Oh, I
On
remember Kung
Master
Fu Kid
System. I
also.
don't
Yeah.
remember it at all, actually.
Yeah, that one I remember.
Pick that up.
Very cool.
A game that, as usual, when I watch a great page on YouTube, Patman QC, very
Yep.
fun to watch. He just came out with a couple. He did like the history of the Master System, and then kind of like he listed some of his good and bad games on the Master System.
Yep.
This one is a good one, and I picked it up. It is Roston.
Oh, I've never played that, but I know the game. I
Yes,
know of the
great
game.
arcade game. Great
Yeah.
arcade game. So
Very cool. All in excellent condition too. With
yeah,
the
oh,
boxes.
very good conditions. Very good conditions. Two left. One, again, when I came across it, I'm like, well, I got to do it. Talked about it a couple weeks ago. I have 3 of the 4 copies of this
Mhm.
certain game, every one of them different from the other. Super Nintendo, Game Gear, Sega CD. I now have the Genesis version of The Adventures of Batman and Robin
Very nice.
for no other
Very
reason
nice.
than just to complete
Complete
set.
the collection.
Yep, that's
Very
it.
nice.
So
Yeah, that's one set that I want to have. I bought the Game Gear game and had to return it because
you were saying.
it didn't work, and that bummed me out.
And again, all 4 versions are completely different from each other. It's wild.
Yep.
So, and then finally, yes, I've been looking for it again, waiting to find it in the wild. Found it in the wild. Very
Tears
happy.
of the Kingdom is not hard to find.
Oh, right out the window that goes. Right out the window. Though it is on sale digitally. So, and sometimes you just got to own the worst game ever. So I was debating it, but I didn't pull the trigger on it.
You already own Spice World.
But I did dare you, sir. That is a cultural iconic game, Spice World. But this one I found, and I'm very happy I found Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
so happy when I saw
Which I have on Game Boy.
No, I have it on Game Boy. I didn't even. How did you end up with it on Game Boy?
I won it at I think I got it at the Long Island.
Did you really?
No. Somebody gave me a Game Boy a long time ago,
Mhm.
and they gave me 2 games with it, and that was one of them. I don't
wow.
remember what the other one
The
was.
Game Boy,
But
and again,
Gremlins
they
2
play
was the other
differently,
one.
but the Game Boy game's like a side scroller. Very
Mhm.
fun to play. And I picked up the Game Boy game Gremlins 2 when I was with you upstate.
Yes, I
Probably
remember.
at the
Oh, it was probably a Pastime Legends.
yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
But no, I was very happy to find this one. I used to play this one at nausea when I was a kid.
Very cool.
The NES version of Gremlins 2. So.
Just in time for the new Gremlins movie.
Oh, why? Is it going to be coming out at the same time as the new Karate Kid movie?
I have no idea.
Which I think the Karate Kid movie, they were like merging worlds. So
Which, by the way, Karate Kid Street Rumble, I almost picked up at Target
I
because it was on
just
sale.
I
It
just
was
saw
on
an
sale
ad
and
for
I almost
that
grabbed
too.
it.
Holy cow.
I think it was only like $15.
I'm
I
sure
should've-
it's cheap.
I should have just grabbed it for stupid fun.
I am sure it's cheap.
I used to love the NES game. Karate Kid for the NES, I played all the time.
Again, hysterical that you're mentioning because when I was at the store, I went with Mario yesterday. So we went to the store and he's like, "Do you want the Karate Kid?" And all I can think about is the level when you have the chopsticks trying to grab the flies, which
I
I
love
was
that.
never able to do.
Oh, I was great at that
Oh,
level.
it's terrible
I could
at it.
not figure out the swinging hammer.
Oh,
The swinging hammer.
did I get to that one?
The
forgot which
chopstick one was the chopstick one I was good at. The icebreaker one I was good at. But that swinging hammer, could not do it.
Well, I never owned the game, but that was another one that for some reason I rented it way more often than I should have.
I owned it because I loved the movie so much. How they did
That reminds me, speaking of movies, I've been going back and forth on it, and I really should. I don't know why I am, because you know me, and usually the worse off a movie is, the better. But I've been debating back and forth right now on a deep, deep discount because it just got released. The wonderfully panned Borderlands movie. is
Oh,
currently like $10.
hey,
But even I'm like, oh, I heard that was just even beyond my bad.
wait for
Like
five. Wait for five
that's what I
bucks.
usually do. I usually always wait for
Yeah.
5 on everything.
It'll get to
So
$5, trust me. And it
yeah, I
probably
might do
won't
that.
be long.
No, it went quick from like 24.99
Yep.
brand new down to 19, and then boom, now it's $10.
Yep.
So maybe I might even pull it at 7.99. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
no, the Borderlands, it's in my wish list, and I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather
Nice.
get Double Dragon first. Wait for that to drop digitally
Ah,
before.
Double Dragon. Man, I own that DVD and I used to watch it.
Oh,
I,
that's a
I will
great
admit it.
movie.
No, it's not a
That
good
movie's
movie.
phenomenal.
It's not a good
Now who's
movie.
the boss?
It's not a good movie
That's
at
the
all.
best line in the whole movie.
If they ever do another movie, are they gonna have to bring them back? Oof.
Oh, I hope not. Good Lord.
Nope. No,
Holy
thank
cow.
you.
Oh well. Good
Goodness.
stuff.
All right, well, good. That's a good haul for Black
Oh,
Friday
I was shocked when
and
this
Small
all
Business
happened.
Saturday. Now, of course, the question will be, are we going to pay attention to Cyber Monday and what are we going to buy on Cyber Monday? Because we're recording before Cyber Monday.
I'm gonna look. I'm sure there's gonna be some more. Hopefully, because there's I
Yep.
listen, I got games on my Switch
Yeah.
wish list. I'm begging to go on
Yeah.
sale right
Oh,
now.
I will
So
say the one game I kind of regret not picking up that was on sale, and granted, I'm sure it's still on sale today. We're recording on Sunday, and Black Friday usually goes all weekend. Was Mortal Kombat 1. And
oh,
I think it was down to $20.
I didn't even think of that. Ghostface just came out for
And Ghostface just came out, and I need to own anything they put Ghostface in. And not only is Ghostface in it, but he takes his mask off.
it. Really?
He takes his
I didn't hear
mask
about
off
that.
because they got Skeet Ulrich's permission to use his face. They got his license.
Oh, from the
So he
first
takes
movie,
his
right?
face off. Yeah, the original
Okay.
Ghostface, Billy. So so he takes his mask off and you actually see his face. And then there's a second there's a second Ghostface, because as always, they come in pairs. But I think the second Ghostface is like a created
Oh, okay.
character or name. I'm like,
I,
you got Billy, you should have gotten Stu. Why not just go with Bob? I'm
I
sure Matt Lillard would have been fine with it.
oh, he's looking. I'm sure he's always looking for a good payday. He
Yeah,
was
well,
good
I
in
mean,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy is now becoming a franchise, so I think he's gonna be the main
He
killer
was
in that.
really, I actually, I
He was
really
really
enjoyed him
good.
in that one. Yeah.
Hmm. He did a
Um,
great job.
and I even think there's a couple of the kills I think in for Ghostface in Mortal Kombat 1 literally are taken from the movie. I
Yeah, I know,
think.
and that's the other reason. Like, I need to get Mortal Kombat 1 specifically because Ghostface is in it. But I mean, I love the Mortal Kombat series in general, so
Oh, amazing
I
series.
just got to grab
Absolutely.
it to add it to my collection.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. And it's weird. I can't think of any other franchise that does this. Maybe short of like the Lego franchise, where like Mortal Kombats tend to very quickly go from full price down to bargain basement.
Oh yeah, they drop so fast. Well,
It's
because
weird.
because they've gotten into a habit, or at least I want to say almost a habit of where we're almost getting one every year. I mean, maybe it's every 2 years. I don't know, but
Yeah, but still, but usually they get discounted before the new ones
yeah.
like even announced.
Well,
So
you know what it
like
is?
Mortal Kombat 11
Yeah.
dropped real fast. And
Well,
I don't think it was a bad game.
it's all about the add-ons. That's why.
Well, it's all about. Look, I'm dying.
DLC. It's all
The
DLC.
first, and if it needed to be the only DLC for me would be Peacemaker, because to see
Oh yeah.
John Cena rip someone's head off in
Yeah.
a Mortal Kombat game, I'm all in.
Well, I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat to make a deal with Dead by Daylight and start putting some of their like characters in there, because I'm like, that's a no-brainer. It's like I would love to play against like Scorpion in
Which
Dead
you're
by
right,
Daylight.
because if you think about, all right, let's talk about this for a moment. If you
Yeah.
think about it, all the guest character the we'll call them guest characters,
Hmm.
playable characters that have come through Mortal Kombat, right? Forget
Hmm.
Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe is my personal favorite game in the series,
Yeah.
because I thought that was an amazing crossover. The gameplay was phenomenal, but yeah, to see like Sub-Zero versus Batman, or
Hmm.
like them having to come up with the story as to why Superman is just not destroying everyone in a single
Right.
bound. Um, that was a great crossover, and I feel like that might have been um maybe like one of the first major like crossovers, if you will, because I don't
Yeah.
remember many like famous characters being in Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
It
Maybe
origin
Kratos, maybe.
Well, no, the Mortal Kombat crossovers, I want to say, go all the way back. They go back further than you think. They go all the way back, I think, to when PS2, Xbox, and GameCube had separate releases. And I think wait, or am
No,
I
no,
think I'm thinking of the other
you're
one.
thinking of
I'm thinking of
Soul
the other.
Calibur,
I'm thinking of Soul Calibur.
which
No,
that
no,
was a Sophie's choice back then.
no. But
Well, not really.
Mortal Kombat, I remember like I feel like I could have sworn it was.
Well, you
Maybe
know
I'm
what?
wrong.
I just pulled up
Where
a
do you got?
list.
Yeah,
Wait, is
that
this
would
the
be
new
nice.
game or is this older games? All right. It's a small enough. I mean, it's big, but it's a small enough list I can go through it. I think I know why you're thinking of
I'm thinking
maybe
of
Soul Calibur.
I'm definitely thinking of Soul Calibur, but
No,
I could
because
swear Mortal Kombat had some guest
no,
like a
no, no, no.
while ago.
There was a bunch of as far as I can't see time frames, but here are the guests
Hmm.
that have come through. It looks like there was only 16 of them. And I don't know what
Oh,
games
that's
were
it.
which. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not counting Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. That just a whole game unto itself. So,
No.
but
The one I remember
I
is
think you're thinking of
Spawn.
Spawn. That's
I'm
why.
thinking of Spawn. That's
Because
why I'm going
Spawn
back.
was in Mortal Kombat and was in the Xbox Soul Calibur 2.
Okay.
So Soul Calibur 2, let's talk about that one real fast. Soul Calibur 2, Xbox was Spawn.
Yep.
PS2 was, I forgot the guy's name.
Was
I
it
think he
Freddy
was from,
Krueger?
no, no,
Was
no,
that?
no. Soul Calibur 2 on PS2 was someone from either Virtua Fighter
Oh, yeah.
or
And then GameCube was
GameCube had Link.
had
That was
Link,
a no-brainer.
which I need to get a copy of.
Oh,
I
you
don't
don't
have
have
that.
that? Did you have it
No,
originally?
no,
Really?
no.
Wow, I'm shocked at that.
I
Shame on
know.
you. Shame.
I know. For
Shame
some
on
odd reason, like I want to say on GameCube, I had like Mortal Kombat Deception.
you. Yeah, that was
But
that was a rough go around with Mortal Kombat back then. So
but I never had a. But anyway, go ahead. Continue with
all
your
right, here we go.
guests.
In alphabetical order, because that's how it's listed. And we're jumping right to F. Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the same list you have. Yep.
Ghostface.
Mhm.
Ghostface. What? Ghostface.
Ghostface.
Homelander.
Yep.
Jason Voorhees. Rambo. John Rambo.
Yep.
Joker, who was a guest character later on separate from DC Universe.
Yes.
So Joker was in one. Kratos,
Hmm.
Leatherface, Omni-Man, Peacemaker, RoboCop, which I totally forgot about.
Oh wow.
Spawn,
I
as we
forgot about.
mentioned, and the
Yep.
final four: the Predator, the T-1000, the Terminator,
Hmm.
and the Xenomorph. I forgot about the
I
Xenomorph.
forgot Xenomorph was
Alien.
in. I want to say though that I could swear Freddy Krueger was the first one because he was in. I'm just going through the list
Yeah, I
that
just
you're
clicked
talking
on it.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Mortal Kombat in 2011.
I feel like that's when it started happening.
That might have been the earliest one.
Yeah.
Could
Kratos.
be wrong.
Which game was Kratos in?
I don't know. Well, we're about to find out.
Oh, wait a minute. I just
Also 2011, PS3 and PlayStation Vita.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yep. So, and then Jason was Mortal Kombat X. Yeah. So I think it was the PS3 era where they started it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So,
And there were some other non-canon characters that I just clicked on. I mean, not a lot, but just
yeah.
different characters here that I don't even think made it into the game, to be honest with you. So, but in any event, very cool
Well,
crossovers on that. So Mortal Kombat, that's
yes.
kind of the new thing now with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, because it's fun to have those. So so like I said, I need to get Mortal Kombat 1 specifically for Ghostface. That's just a
Yeah.
no-brainer for me. So, you know what? There may be a trip back to Target today.
Or
Going out
Target.com.
anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, might as well just
Yeah,
check
I
it out.
mean, I don't care that it's 25 degrees out.
Oh, yeah, it's snowing up by you, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, well, it snowed on Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, right now ooh, it's 24 degrees, but it feels like 16.
Oh, that's my kind of weather. It's 30
Yeah.
up here, down here on the
Well,
island.
let me tell you something. I love the cold weather, always a thing for
Oh, me
me.
too.
I'm very happy with
That's why
being
you
back in the
tend
cold.
to gravitate, or at least you used to very
Mhm.
warm climates. LA,
Yes.
Florida.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's irony, right? My whole life is just one big ball of irony.
That's a whole other
So,
episode we could talk about. So
yes. Yeah,
your
we'll
irony and
say,
my timing.
yes, we're We're key on both of those. But anyway,
So yeah.
great shopping. For those of you out there listening and watching, would love to hear if you picked up anything on Black Friday or Small Business Saturday, or Cyber Monday at this point. You may point something out to us that we'll run over and grab.
At full
So
price at
yeah,
that point.
yeah, at full price. So, just reach out, comment on wherever you listen to our podcast or watch it, which I guess I'm just going to throw out here right now.
Let's do it.
You can find us on facebook.com/Retro Gamers Podcast, on Instagram at Retro Gamers Podcast, on Twitter at
X.
Retro Gamers Pod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify at Retro Gamers Podcast, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com. And we'd love to hear from you. And also, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button.
Folks, if you're looking for something to read, something to do when you're not doing anything else, when you're not playing games, why not read about games?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can do that with Old School Gamer magazine. You can get a physical subscription like I have.
Or you get a
You can,
digital like I do.
yep, you can get the digital like Larry does, and if you get the physical one, you get the digital with it, so you can do
That
it
is true.
you can do it either way. This is the latest issue, issue 43, and if you go to page 40 on issue number 43, you will see a familiar name on there.
What is that? Who is that guy?
This loser is this loser is now a writer for Old School Gamer magazine.
Awesome. Look at that. Anthony
So,
with an article in issue
abs-
number 40. What is that?
43, issue number 43.
43.
Which covers a lot of this one actually covers a lot of old school gaming stores. So if you see
Oh,
the
that's cool.
cover, Babbage's, Software, etc., GameStop, EB, Hollywood Video,
Oh my gosh, Hollywood Video.
Blockbuster.
Very
Yep.
cool.
So definitely a good read. A lot of really good articles in here. You should definitely check it out. And Larry, where can they check out Old School Gamer magazine?
You can go check out and subscribe at oldschoolgamer.com. All right, let's start wrapping things up. Ant, what kind of news do we have this week?
All right, we got some retro news going on. We got to get some good stuff, including this, the first one I want to do right off the bat, which I'm really excited about. Um, Amazon has a new anthology series coming out that's video game related. It's going to be called Secret Levels.
Mm-hmm.
It was created from the creative minds behind Love, Death, and Robots. And if you haven't seen Love, Death, and Robots, it's actually really good.
Oh no, I didn't even. I thought that was the name of the episode.
No. Love, Death, and Robots
okay.
is another series that they had put up on Prime, and I watched. I don't know if I watched all of them. I definitely watched some of them. I think I stopped at the cat episode because there were too many emotions involved in that. It was like when I played Stray. But Love, Death, and Robots is a really, really, really good series. I do recommend it. But same people who made that are now making Secret Level. And it focuses on original stories set within the worlds of some of the most beloved video games. And they shared a first look trailer at Mega Man.
Oh, this looks good. This is going to be deep.
And it looks great.
This ain't your Saturday morning cartoon as well. This
No,
is not,
no. This is like geared more towards adult, I think.
Yeah,
So,
this is going to be emotional. And no, but the visually it looks amazing. We'll put a link for the trailer in the description. And no, this I'm looking forward to this.
yeah, and it debuts in December. It debuts this month.
December 10th.
December 10th. So December 10th. And some of the other games that are going to be in the series also will include Pac-Man,
Mhm.
Unreal Tournament, Warhammer 40,000, Sifu, and Dungeons and Dragons. And that's not all of them. That's just some of them.
Yeah. Some of the ones I
That's just
remember, I think God of War is going to be one of them.
I think
So,
God of War is in there as well.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
going to be a really, really cool series.
yeah, there's a whole bunch in there. So definitely looking forward to watching this Secret Level series when it comes out. Again, it's going to be on Amazon Prime. First episode drops December 10th.
Fantastic.
Okay, moving on to we're gonna stick in the video realm, but this is more about video footage.
Oh.
You were talking about Funko Fusion earlier,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna switch over and talk about Lego for a second because
Oh.
they were kind of related. Did you know? I did not know this that Lego originally was going to release a James Bond video game,
Really?
and footage of the unreleased game just showed up online. There was a full completed trailer for Lego James Bond by TT Games.
Hmm.
It was originally it was codenamed Project Gold
Ooh,
at
I
the
like
time.
that.
So yeah, and it was going to take advantage of the full 007 franchise.
That would have been, oh, that would have lent itself to be so much fun.
Right? That would
Like
have been a
such a
lot of
like
fun.
a serious, not
Hmm.
super serious, but like a serious franchise like James Bond to be broken down, no pun intended, into a Lego game. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Especially like all like the gadgets you can use or create. Oh, that would have been fun.
exactly. And I'm not a James Bond movie guy. I'm not a big James Bond fan at all. I've only seen like two or three of the movies. But just the idea of what you can create with the James Bond universe in a Lego game, this would have
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
So it looks like it started, or the pitch might have been for like content for that game. Remember Lego Dimensions?
Yes.
Yeah. So for that, but it's possible it would have been a standalone. Lego Dimensions had a really cool like side things as well that never like Back
Yeah,
to
it
the
did.
Future. That
Yes.
could have been a standalone. But nevertheless, very cool, James Bond.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. Okay, on to um 8-Bit Do. I know you like 8-Bit
I do
Do.
like them.
They're releasing quite a few things, and I just wanted to bring a couple of them up. One is they're creating uh it's called the Retro R8, and it's an OG transparent green Xbox wireless mouse
Yes, I
for the
saw
Mac
this.
and PC. It's got the original green. It's got that that transparent
Halo.
green.
It looks like
Yeah, it's
like the Halo
like the Halo one.
transparent
Yep.
Xbox. Yeah.
And the mouse has the four Xbox buttons, two on the left side and two on the right. The red,
Yeah,
the
this thing
green, the
looks
yellow, and the blue. It looks
really
really, really
cool.
cool. And if that's not enough for you, they're also releasing a keyboard.
The keyboard looks pretty tight, to be honest with you.
And the keyboard looks really cool. And again, the buttons, the Xbox buttons, which are the four colors, right? Red,
Yep.
yellow, blue, and green. They're the arrow keys
Yeah, I'm
on
looking at
the
that.
keyboard, and that
That's
looks really
wild.
cool. Yeah.
Now, this is the same company that put out like the NES and the Famicom keyboards. They
Yeah.
also have like those, they also same with this color scheme, with this Halo color scheme, we'll call it, those two
Mhm.
like giant buttons that you can
Yes.
program for whatever. It's
Yeah.
even got the Halo. Oh, this thing's like integrated because there's a Halo, there's an Xbox button on the keyboard, like on the
Yep.
controller. So
Yep.
this is really designed for like Windows gaming as well. I didn't see that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. You can definitely use it for Windows gaming. And if that's not enough, you just mentioned it before. They did an N64 keyboard,
Mhm.
an NES keyboard, a Commodore 64 keyboard. They did at 1.2 to celebrate Sega Saturn's 30th retro birthday. They're going to be releasing a Sega Saturn keyboard for the Saturn.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's what this is. I thought this was the Famicom keyboard. I just clicked on it.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope. It'll be released on December 20th,
Okay.
2024. So just in time for Christmas.
They
Keyboard costs 109.99.
they are pricey. They're up there, but
They're definitely pricey.
for what it is, it's very cool.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw it in your thing. Also this Saturn one is
Mhm.
going to be, they're only releasing 1,994 of them.
Yes, to for
And
the yeah.
the serial number is going to be on the space bar,
Yes, I saw that
which
too, which is really cool.
it's cool unless you do a lot of typing, and then that serial number is going to wear off real fast.
Of course, the same way like my keyboard doesn't have an S on the S key anymore.
But the other thing I saw, it comes with a wrist. What do you call it? Like a wrist rest that you put in front of the keyboard to rest your
Oh
arm,
yeah.
like
Hmm.
for carpal tunnel,
Hmm.
and it's the Konami code.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, very cool. So
All right. So yeah, for those of you who want a Sega Saturn themed keyboard,
very
I
neat.
think I said for the Saturn, and I meant for your computer, I believe.
Yeah, no,
So
totally.
all right. Moving on to Nintendo. So Nintendo was busy. It looks like
Doing
during
people.
Black Friday week. Well, yeah, they're doing that too. But they do that all the time.
Mhm.
Merry Christmas, you're being shut down. But no, Nintendo Switch Online added some games.
Yes, I saw this. Oh my God, so happy.
So let's see. So they added Donkey Kong Land for Game Boy,
Hmm.
and then a few days later, Donkey Kong Land 2 for
That
Game
was
Boy.
weird how they
Yeah.
they spaced that over a couple of days. I found
Yeah, they
that kind of
spaced it
odd.
over a few days. Maybe there was just some type of last minute
I don't
coding they
know.
needed to do. I don't
It's the
know.
30th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country, so I guess maybe they just wanted to stretch it out.
Maybe. And then when Donkey Kong Land 2 dropped, they also dropped three new Sega games.
About time. I've been waiting for them to update that Genesis collection.
Yep. So you now have Toe Jam and Earl in Panic on Funkatron.
Yes, the sequel. Yep.
Yep. You have Vector Man
Great game.
and Wolf of the Battlefield Mercs.
The very fun shooter. Very fun show. I was happy to see that one as well.
Yep. So three new Genesis games have made their way to Nintendo Switch Online. Again, Switch Online definitely worth the $20 a month it is. Or
Well,
the 50 if you get
to get the
the
Genesis, you need, but even $50 a year compared to the other two, I mean, really, $50 a year
yeah.
is nothing to
Yeah,
have
you're
access
getting
to those games.
yep.
Plus, I know we don't really deal with rumor mills. I don't know what you're going to do moving on, but with rumors, with them, like a big anniversary of some sort, I think, for Switch next year, maybe the Switch Online or something. Um, People are saying maybe we might get a GameCube collection, maybe something
Ooh,
else.
that could be
So
fun.
who knows?
I'd be down for a GameCube collection to make up for all the games I did not own on the GameCube that I
Very
should have
true.
bought. Man, I have a long list of GameCube games I want to buy. Okay, moving on. Now, this one may not, this is a sale one and it may be over after Black Friday's over, but I just wanted to bring it up because even for the price that it is pretty inexpensive. But the Retroid Pocket 2S, I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard of this. It's a handheld, it's a handheld system, but it generally retails for only $99.
Oh, look at this thing.
It generally retails for $99. It's currently on sale for $79. And it's a great kind of beginner's handheld system. It
Hmm.
plays, oh, there goes my camera again. It plays,
It knows.
you know what? I put my hands up and it
Maybe
does
that's
that. Maybe it may be some
no,
type
it's
of
hand
thing.
gesture. No, that's it could be hand gestures. You're
It is.
right.
So I'm going to zoom right back
Put
in.
your hands up again.
Put my hands up. I don't know what I did. Did I do anything?
Oh well,
No.
no. Do the Macarena. See what happens.
No. Okay. So this handheld plays, plays
And he plays ROMs.
it plays
So
ROMs, but it's already set up to play. It has pre-installed emulators on it for like PlayStation, Dreamcast, Game
oh
Boy,
wow.
Sega, Nintendo DS, GameCube, N64, PSP, Wii, PC Engine. So if you're looking for a budget handheld that will play a bunch of retro games, this might be the one to go for. Even at original cost price of $99, I don't know if you're going to find anything
No, you're right. That's
less
not bad at
expensive.
all at 99.
Yeah, it released in 2023. Like I said, in Black Friday, they dropped it to $79, but definitely
The
worth a look for those who want something
Yeah,
retro, simple, and handheld.
unfortunately the sale ends December 2nd. So actually the day this no,
Cyber
day
Monday.
after. Yeah.
It ended Cyber Monday.
So
But like I
but
said,
still, like yeah, full price, still worth it.
for $99, it's a great Christmas gift for somebody.
Oh, there's even a dock, so you should be able to plug this into your television. Interesting.
Even better. There you go. All right. Themed Tamagotchis have been a thing here and there. Larry, you have the McDonald's Chicken McNugget one, right?
Well, that's Tetris, and yes.
Yes, you have Touchdown Chicken McNugget. However, there is now a new Tamagotchi coming out, or is it already out? I think it's already out from KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you look after a chicken drumstick.
That is phenomenal.
Yes, you actually take care of a chicken drumstick. Let's see. The new Tamagotchi was given out over a 2-day period at a pop-up store in Madrid, Spain.
Yeah, this one's gonna be expensive.
So you're gonna have to, yeah, you can only pick it up in Spain, in Spanish KFCs from December 3rd, and they're priced at $3.99 in euros. So you're gonna have to eBay this sucker.
Yeah, $4.20 US is not gonna be the price that people are gonna pay for this.
No, but I can definitely see you paying 20 or 30 bucks for a
I might. It's shaped like a drumstick.
it's shaped like a drumstick and you take care of a drumstick. I want
Does
to
the
know how
drumstick poop? That's what
yes,
killed my last one.
the picture I'm looking at shows the drumstick pooping and I want to know how a drumstick poops. And more specifically, what does it poop?
Do you
Anyway,
feed it chicken? That seems very like sadistic.
yeah, it's a cannibal, right?
Yeah.
You fed the chicken? Oh my God, where is that from? Oh no,
You fed the chicken?
I just
Uh-oh.
referenced a Fran Drescher movie.
Wow, which can only be one, Beautician and the Beast.
Is that what it was called?
The only one I know she starred in, which was basically
Yep.
the nanny
Yeah.
on the big screen, was
Yes.
Beautician and the Beast. And
She
why
said
I know that, I don't know.
she says it to her mother in the movie because the mother feeds her pet chicken.
I pulled it up right here.
Why do I know this?
The
I
chicken
don't
is
need to
eating
know this
chicken.
thing. I give
That
up on.
is
That is when
phenomenal.
that is when you know you need to give up on life. When you're
And between the
quoting
two
Fran
of us, we
Drescher.
worked
Oh
that
my
one
God.
out, and I am very upset at that.
I would like to forget that we even did that. Thank you very much.
It's only 18 seconds. I should be able to pop it up here.
That's okay. All right. The latest saga in the Super Sega.
Oh my God,
Larry's
more? I don't have it pre-ordered.
Larry's beloved system.
Is there a Black Friday deal where they take all your money?
There is no Black Friday deal. So we've had issues with this before in terms of the first video
Validity?
the validity of this thing actually being real. So the video that came out originally, people were questioning the quality of it because they had no problem shooting like high res of the owner pulling up in his Lamborghini or whatever.
Yes.
But then when it got to the actual gameplay footage, it was all really grainy and hard to
It
tell what
was a
was
little
going on.
odd, yeah.
Not only that, but the people who put their $3 deposit down to get first crack at this thing
Immediately.
had their credit cards immediately charged the full amount of the
Yeah.
Super Sega, which was 420 euros. So
A little
that became
cheaper
an
for the
issue.
$3 people, but still.
Yeah. But now the with the actual crowdfunding campaign is going to be launching soon.
I just saw this.
They have released a video that says two prototypes were sent to fans
What?
to
I didn't get one.
test the system. And they did point out the system still has some bugs and all this stuff.
Of course.
Some sound doesn't work and everything like that. The validity of the fans that are testing it is now being brought into question
Jesus. Okay.
because the fans were sent the system and yet they both fans managed to play the same games in their test. And remember, this is a cartridge and CD based system, so you have to own the actual game to play
Yeah.
it. So the odds that two fans randomly got sent this thing and had the same games to test,
What games were they? Did it say?
I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know. But again, none of this sounds good.
I don't look if they're moving it towards Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Come on now.
I don't know.
Gotta be something going on here.
None of this sounds good.
I'll be paying attention. Maybe I'll do Indiegogo.
You pay attention to it, and we'll see what happens. Onto a system that was actually released, and I own the Polymega.
I saw this. Yeah.
Polymega got a new system update this week, and it updated quite a bit of stuff. It added Atari 2600 and 7800 game libraries.
Mm-hmm.
They've revamped their virtual display options. They have new scanline RF and composite and monochrome filter modes.
Oh, monochrome. That's cool.
Yep. They improved the recognition of N64 cartridges in the Ultra Element module because there was I had a couple of issues with a few of my games that I just couldn't get it to read properly. It took some work. And then they fixed a bunch of other like issues and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about this one is
did you get the 4-page instructions on how to upload the firmware and install
I didn't
it?
get the 4-page instructions, but it does say that it's preferred to do the update with a wired Ethernet connection, which has me concerned. Why?
There was some issues with the Wi-Fi, not necessarily bricking the system, but there was just some issues that this update fixes.
Okay.
So they're like, you can do it through Wi-Fi. They're just recommending to do it through an Ethernet. So I don't know where your hub is, but I don't know how long of an Ethernet cable you're going to need.
No, I would actually need to disconnect my Polymega and bring it to the room with my actual. Yeah, I would need to move it to do that. But
Side note,
anyway,
that's why I have everything physically hooked up with an Ethernet. I got Ethernet wires running all over the place here.
oh yeah, well, I can't do that because I have a home with multiple floors and things are on different floors. So
Mocha,
sorry about
go
that.
Mocha.
Moving on to this is an interesting one. The arcade version of a game called Cotton Fantastic Night
I
Dreams.
saw this and I'm confused.
Yeah, so it's releasing on the Switch and PS4. Actually, last week it released.
Mm-hmm.
November 28th it released.
Yep, part of the arcade archives.
Part of the arcade archives. And the reason why I bring this one up is because you should be interested in this one since it's a shoot 'em up.
No, not only that, but it's a series. This Cotton series was
Yep.
exclusive to Japan. We might have
Yep.
gotten one, but I don't think so. And I discovered it through Strictly Limited Gaming, which is
Hmm.
at the time, a much better physical cartridge company than Limited Run. So, and I might have a couple of them physically,
Okay.
but then they started releasing them digitally as well. So I'm like, all right, I'll take care of those. But yeah, you're right. They're shoot 'em ups, or no, actually, they're called cute 'em ups
Shoot 'em
because
ups,
the
right.
style is very adorable, very cute.
Right, because it's like the
A
characters.
whimsical fairy or whatever. Or
Yeah,
actually, a
well,
witch.
no, he's a Cotton is a yeah, she's a witch. She's flying on a broom. She
Yeah,
has a fairy
that's
companion
who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
named Silk.
Yep.
Very
Rocking a
co it's
bikini on the covers.
Yeah, it's a very colorful game.
Very,
It
very
was
colorful.
it was released in the arcades in the early 90s and then it got ported over to the PC Engine Super CD-ROM
That's
or
where,
the
yes.
TurboGrafx CD, the Sharp X 68,000,
There
something we
you
haven't
go.
mentioned in a long time.
Boom.
But it also wound up on the Sony PlayStation and the Neo Geo Pocket Color. So
Yeah.
it
So
made its rounds.
I've been buying them. I have
Yeah.
all the ones that they've released. Sure, there's one though that plays like Space Harrier, which
Okay.
always kind of threw me for a loop like that moving forward.
Yep.
But I might pick it up anyway. But this one, my problem is I don't know if I already own this one. Like I don't know if this is one of the ones they've already released as like the standalone Cotton games. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out if that's the case. If not, I'll pull the trigger and I'll buy this arcade archive. But very happy to see that they even went to this series and did a Cotton game for $8. For a Cotton game for $8, definitely well worth it. I recommend it to everybody.
All right. Well, then you can pick up this one now that it was released on November 28th.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Speaking of another game that was this was an interesting one because there was a game that was released. It was a point and click game back in the 90s called Noah's Ark. It was a Japanese PC Mac game published in 1995 by NEC Interchannel.
Oh wow.
It was only released in Japan, and then after its release, it kind of just went silent.
Hmm.
Like it's a game that basically just fell into the void until and apparently it wasn't even mentioned online until 2021.
Oh wow.
The article that I'm reading, like literally. And once it started making some noise on the internet, people tried to find a physical copy of the game.
Hmm.
Fast forward to 2024, 3 years after they just started talking about it. November 23rd, a user online uploaded the entire game after they purchased it from a Japanese auction website.
Oh wow.
So the game Noah's Ark is set in the world 2100 with mankind facing an environmental disaster.
Wait a minute. Noah's
And
Ark
then
2100. Okay.
Yep. Colonizing Mars becomes a priority, but before an
Huh.
outpost can be completed on the planet, a 5 billion-year-old tower appears, and
As they do.
the player enters with the aim of uncovering the secrets of this tower. So,
So as you're talking, I was trying to pull up these articles, whatever you're talking about.
yeah.
So I pulled up Noah's Ark and I saw it on Steam. I was like, oh wow, maybe it's on Steam. And I click on it, and it is a story from the Bible. In fact, I thought it was released on Genesis, but it's the Book of Genesis. So
Uh,
I'm looking at it, but then I clicked on another article trying to get some more information. And before you even said the year 2100, I read Noah's Ark was a lost 1995 Windows Mac sci-fi Japanese point and click. I'm like, wait a minute, sci-fi? And then you mentioned what you mentioned. So the game on Steam, not the same game we're talking about.
No, definitely not. But if you fuse them together, it could be an
It
interesting
could
one.
be. It might be.
Yes.
This looks very
Maybe the 5 billion-year-old tower that shows up is the Ark.
that it could be.
There you go. You
The
go
little
inside and
monolith.
there's just two of every animal everywhere, and you're like, what
Did
the
you
hell?
name it? Why? Because it's going to be even more difficult when we throw it overboard.
That's right. That's how we lost the unicorn. All right.
And
Moving
dinosaurs. Come on
and the dinosaurs. Moving on. Sega Saturn. There is a cult classic game that was released in Japan called Princess Crown. Only
now.
released in
Okay.
Japan, never translated.
Is it the Princess Crown or just Princess
No,
Crown?
just Princess Crown. And again, it's got like those the kind of anime
Yeah.
characters on the game itself.
Oh, look at
Um,
this.
Yep. Efforts into translating this game into English have stalled over the last 10 years. However, um, there were two hackers that joined forces back in 2012
It's morphin' time.
to do it right. And they morphed. They've decided after a while, it got delayed doing the translation. That now they're actually getting back into translating this game into English.
Okay.
The question has come that has been going back and forth between them if they wanted to translate a censored or uncensored version, because apparently there's some uncensored material or language in this game.
Ooh.
So,
Kinky.
so it sounds like there are going to be three different versions of this game that you can play.
Okay.
So there'll be a censored version and an uncensored version, and then I think the original Japanese one will
Yeah,
be
it was
available.
came out on the PSP in '05. There was a PS4
Yep.
version that came with
Mhm.
another game. And apparently there were some spiritual successors, Odin Sphere, which actually sounds familiar.
That does
Odin
sound
Sphere
familiar.
on
Mhm.
PS2, and then Muramasa, the Demon Blade on Wii in '09. And
Mhm.
then the game was released for the PS3 and the Vita in 2013, which originally started as a Dreamcast sequel to Princess Crown. I wonder if there is some sort of like sequel available, at least in English. You know, kind of almost like
Maybe.
that fire. What the hell was that
Yeah.
firefighter game on PS1?
The
Oh, the
fireman.
firefighters. Yeah, there you go. Or the
The
firemen.
fireman.
The firemen.
Mhm.
English here, but the sequel was Japanese only. So, all right, this is very.
Yeah,
It was made.
exactly. So,
It
and
was
it's an
published by
interesting,
Atlas, and Atlas is a heavy
yeah,
hitter.
and it's an interesting game too, looking at it because it's like there's like a story mode going on, and then it breaks into like a Street Fighter-esque like
Yeah, a
fighting
little
game.
bit.
Yeah, interesting. So and the game world is
Oh, side
comprised
scrolling.
of
Yeah,
towns, cities, dungeons joined by linear pathways. So yeah, interesting.
very cool.
All right. Speaking of another game getting released, this has recently been released on Steam.
Noah's
Humongous
Ark.
Nope. Humongous
Oh,
Entertainment's Backyard Soccer 98
I heard
is
about
available on
this.
Steam and the Steam Deck. Um, and this game is just basically it's a children's soccer game. So it's a
But
bunch of kids playing soccer.
very popular, apparently, and popular enough that he just released it on Steam, like you said.
Yeah, it's very, very popular. And then they also reveal this is from Playground Productions and Mega Cat Studios. They're the
Mega
ones that
Cat's
have
awesome.
Mega Cat's awesome. And this is just the beginning of what they're planning to release because there's a whole series of backyard sports.
Oh yeah, look at this.
So this is the first one they're releasing, Backyard Soccer, and they're planning to release Backyard Football 99, Backyard Basketball '01, Backyard Baseball '01, and Backyard Hockey '02 to cover
Hmm,
all the major sports.
interesting.
Yeah, so just an interesting little thing. Backyard Baseball '97 is already available on Steam. So I'm
Gotcha.
wondering,
Okay, so this is the
yeah,
second game in the series. All right.
yeah, basically.
Well, the
That
ones
one
that they're
came out a
releasing.
couple of months ago. Moving on to another article here. Fighters Mega Mix. I don't know if you remember the Fighters
Yes,
Mega
I
Mix
do.
game on the Sega Saturn. Very memorable brawler. It was kind of like a compilation fighter, kind of like Marvel Capcom, but this one
Yeah.
pulled characters from Virtua Fighter, Fighting Vipers, and Virtual Cop to create a roster.
Oh, Virtual Cop was in this? I didn't know Virtual Cop. I knew
Mhm.
Virtua Fighters 2, but that's cool.
Yeah, so it combined those three into this whole Fighters Mega Mix game.
Okay.
And what was just revealed 30 years after the game came out, is there's actually a hidden level in the game.
Is it really? Huh.
Yep. So the one of the creators of the game was I'm sorry, the director of the game, Yutaka Ito,
Hmm.
was recently revealed that there is a hidden level in the game. It is called the Oshima stage,
Mhm.
and it appears when you meet certain conditions. The reason why the level um, wasn't fully like discovered is because there's a bug in the game where if you break a wall on that level, it freezes the game.
Oh, okay.
So that was the issue why it was never just kind of
So
released, but it's still in there.
instead
It's
of
still in the
fixing
code
it,
and everything.
instead of
They
fixing
just
it or deleting it,
yeah.
well, no one will ever find it.
Well, they just ran out of time and released it. Well, that's the same thing like
No, there's a lot of games like that.
Super Mario 64 has code. There's coding in Super Mario 64 for Luigi, even though Luigi wasn't a playable
Oh,
character in
yeah,
the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's something like that where they just leave the coding in because the coding's not
No,
going to
of
hurt
course.
anybody. But it's cool to hear like 30 years later. It's like, oh look,
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
there's this hidden level in the game, which is cool. All right, two more bits of news to go. Save these for you. I think
Thank
you
you.
would like these the best. Um, you're a big Kevin Smith fan,
I am.
and Mallrats.
Yes.
Mallrats, one of his first movies, famously has a scene at the beginning where one of the main characters is playing a Sega game. He's playing a Sega
Yep.
hockey game specifically. And what was interesting is that this story was recently released that, according to Kevin Smith, the scene in the movie was supposed to feature a Sega Genesis game, but the filmmakers struck a last minute deal with Sega of America to feature their Sega Saturn hockey game, which was called NHL All-Star Hockey.
Okay.
So what they did was last minute, they did some CG work to put the Sega Saturn game on the screen in the finished movie, which,
Really?
yep, and only a few weeks before the movie was released, and the movie was released October 20th, 1995. No additional footage could be filmed, so they actually did they did some CG work or whatever it is they did to get NHL All-Star Hockey for the Sega Saturn in the game.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So, as part of the deal with Sega, Sega promised that they would ensure that Kevin Smith and the cast would be featured in the company's nationwide promotional tours. That was the deal they made to put the game in the movie.
Hmm.
And then Kevin Smith said, in the end, they pimped out on us. They did not feature us, and we had changed it all for nothing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember seeing them in anything like
No,
that. You're right. Yeah.
they never promoted anything. And my camera's starting to move again.
What?
Why?
You know what? Now that I just pulled up the clip online.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen this movie 100 times.
Hmm.
I never put two and two. Yeah, when you look at it now, you're like, how the hell was that a Genesis game?
It was
That
not a Genesis
definitely a
game.
Saturn. Yeah,
It was a Saturn game. It was NHL
that's
All-Star Hockey.
wild.
Yep.
Because you got to be the Whalers.
You got to be
So
the Whalers, right? So,
now this is even better because this can now get me for a third time, first time since my fallout with them. I can
mhm.
get back on Hollywood Babylon with this because they do a segment called, I'll say, stuff that should not be, where people send in clips from TV shows or movies of flubs that were left in the movie
Ah,
or the TV show. And I've been on the podcast twice with this. One for something on Batman 66 when Batman
nice.
didn't hang up the phone properly, but he was just like futzing with it while he's talking. It was great. And then I did a Kevin Smith movie, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They had a part where it said, in a case of emergency, break glass, but they spelt break Brake. And then Kevin Smith went into this whole thing that he does about why it was spelt that way. And I think, he called me out. I was like, you son of a B. Why'd you say that? It was very funny.
How dare you point out something wrong in one of my
No,
movies?
oh, his movies are always getting pointed out. It's hysterical.
No, I know.
But and I haven't listened to the podcast since I got into a big fight with them, not with
Yep.
Kevin, but with the rest of the podcast. So this might be my way back on Hollywood Babylon. I might have to check that out.
You know what?
Folks,
I wish
stay
you the best
tuned.
of luck.
Stay
I wish you the
tuned.
best of luck. It's not going to happen.
I was on there twice.
All right, true. All right, the last bit of retro news, and this is a piece of news you're gonna, I think, really enjoy, and maybe finally, you may buy a physical book
What?
A
Oh,
physical book. Because recently released this new book that came out, and it's on Amazon for 19.99. The Art of N64 Wrestling Games.
What?
Specifically focusing on WCW versus NWO World Tour, Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 Odu Kaishu, WCW NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, WWF No Mercy. All focus, and that's just some of the games in
Oh,
there. It focuses on all the N64 grapplers.
this is put out by that RGT85 guy, the YouTuber.
Do you not like him?
I know, I can't stand him.
Why?
Because he's just so much I can't get into here right now.
Okay.
But
Well, anyway, but
please don't buy his book.
but why? It's
Oh, it's $0 on Kindle. You know what? Knock yourself out.
there you go. Get it on Kindle. The book talks about like people who have modded this game and stuff. And remember that 80s wrestling game, the wrestling challenge that
I'm still looking for a ROM to come out on cart so I can play it on my analog.
I would love to do that, but they keep adding more characters.
They do. I know they do.
Like, so I'm like, okay, I go, now I got to put it on my new computer. Hopefully it'll run easier on my new computer.
Oh, that's true, right?
I had a lot of trouble with it on the other one. But just the whole idea of having a book specifically focused on the N64 era of wrestling, which quite arguably was the best set of wrestling games to come out.
Amazing.
Absolutely. But definitely a book worth checking out. Again, The Art of N64 Wrestling Games. Forget what Larry said about who he doesn't like because that list is long.
No, not with him. He's no.
And that is all I have for Retro News.
You know what? I'm not going to go down. Maybe there's something we can. Well, I can maybe touch on my podcast later. The rabbit hole of video game wrestling books, like the history of stuff. Holy cow! Some wild.
I'm sure
stuff.
there are tons.
Very cool stuff. All right.
Sounds like a future crossover for you.
That maybe, just maybe, have your people talk to my people.
All right. I'll send you my fee.
All right. With that, one more time, Ant, where can they find us?
You guys can find us on Facebook.com/Retro Gamers Podcast, on Instagram at Retro Gamers Podcast, on Twitter
X
at Retro Gamers Pod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube and Spotify at Retro Gamers Podcast, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
All right. With that, we'll call it a week. And enjoy all your Black Friday purchases.
Thank you. You enjoy all of yours as well.
Yeah. We have to make sure they all work now.
Well, yeah, and you know what? For some of them, I can't check. Most of them, I can't check. Fingers crossed.
Oh, folks. And with that, we'll catch you everywhere next week, right here on the Retro Gamers Podcast.